Here are today's headlines. Silence pointless if tampered, says ex-BIR executive. Ombudsman supports live streaming of BICAM deliberations on 2026 budget. Marcos vows crackdown on irresponsible mining. New pickup board members barred from becoming contractors. 4 winning senators got donations from contractors, says Comelec. EDC to phase out 129 MW Leyte plant. PSEI dips 0.69% to 6,051, mining shares lead market decline. NBA eyes launch of European League by 2027. Jillian Ward breaks silence on malicious rumors. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to afternoon news source, only here at Daily Tribune. We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. I'm Patricia Ramirez, bringing you this afternoon's top stories. Now, let's move on to the headlines. Tax expert Mon Abrea warned that releasing public official statements of assets, liabilities, and net worth, or SALNs, may be useless if officials falsify them. Abrea said some hide assets under relative names, inflate debts, or use shell firms. He supported Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla's move to restore public access but urged the BIR to cross-match SALNs with tax and property records to expose corruption and unexplained wealth. The Office of the Ombudsman expressed full support for the bicameral conference committee's move to live-stream deliberations on the proposed 2026 national budget. In a statement, the Ombudsman said transparency in legislative proceedings strengthens public trust and ensures accountability in governance. The livestream initiative aims to make budget discussions more open and accessible to Filipinos. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. vowed to strictly enforce laws against destructive and responsible mining, stressing that mining should build communities, not burden them. Speaking at the Mining Philippines 2025 conference, he said all operations must align with environmental commitments under the Paris Agreement. Marcos added that mining revenue should fund public services like schools, hospitals, roads, and emphasize transparency and accountability in managing the nation's natural resources. Trade Secretary Maria Cristina Roque confirmed that newly appointed Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PICAB members are now prohibited from being contractors to avoid conflicts of interest. Roque said the reform follows President Marcos' directive to clean up the agency after reports that past members were also contractors. She made a statement while attending the Independent Commission for Infrastructure's probe into irregular flood control projects in Taguig City. 4 of 6 senatorial candidates who received campaign donations from contractors in the recent midterm elections won seats, the Commission on Elections confirmed. Comelec Chair George Garcia said the poll body is verifying with the Department of Public Works and Highways whether the donors held government contracts, which would violate Section 95C of the Omnibus Election Code. Violators face imprisonment and disqualification from public office. Comelec is also awaiting DPWH confirmation on similar contractor-linked donations from the 2022 polls. Let's talk about business. Energy Development Corporation or EDC, the renewable energy arm of the Lopez Group, will gradually retire its 129-megawatt Upper Mayao geothermal power plant in Leyte. The first 2 of 4 units are set for shutdown by 2026 with full decommissioning by 2029. EDC said the facility has reached its maximum economic life and is no longer technically viable. The company is conducting feasibility studies for possible redevelopment of the site while continuing to expand its renewable portfolio, including geothermal and battery energy storage projects. Now for the Philippine Stock Exchange Index slipped by 41.87 points or 0.69% to close at 6,051.66, while the All Shares Index dropped to 0.57% to 3,637.02. Among the sectors, mining and oil led the decline down to 5.48%, that was followed by property losing to 1.43%. Only holding firms managed gains rising 0.35%, and on the most active list as of the moment, Apex Mining or APX top trades with 204 million in value but fell 9.62% to 9.40 pesos. Other decliners include Felix Mining down by 6.10% and Oceana Gold by 6.72%. Now to the world of sports, the NBA is targeting the launch of NBA Europe within the next 2 years, Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum announced. Franchise fees are expected to range from $500 million to $1 billion, with JP Morgan and the Rain Group refining the business plan. The proposed league would feature 10 to 12 teams from countries like the UK, Spain, Italy, France, and Germany, pending approval from the NBA and FIBA boards. For entertainment, after years of staying quiet, Kapuso star Jillian Ward has spoken out against persistent fake news linking her to a supposed benefactor. In a heartfelt interview on Fast Talk with Boy Abunda, the 20-year-old actress said the rumors, which began when she was only 16, have deeply hurt her and her family. Ward condemned the false claims involving her mother, calling them disrespectful and cruel. She emphasized that her success comes from years of hard work, declaring, "Enough na po." Kadribo, today in history, did you know that in 1962, U.S. President John F. Kennedy addressed the nation, revealing Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba and announcing a naval blockade? The revelation marked the beginning of the tense Cuban Missile Crisis, bringing the world to the brink of nuclear war during the Cold War era. And for our viral story this afternoon, social media influencer Lenny Aicardo has once again impressed netizens with a jaw-dropping makeup transition. Famous for her stunning TikTok transformations, her latest video inspired by Encantadia Chronicles, Sangre, has gone viral and now has reached 4.1 million views with more than 500,000 likes. Lenny continues to captivate audiences with her creativity and charm. Before we end, golf fans, only one day left before the start of the International Series Philippines at Santa Elena. Veteran golfer Angelo Q is teeing up against new waves in golf Dustin Johnson and Patrick Reed. The Pro AM Day has already started and all are high in spirits and excitement.
I'm pretty confident about this week. I've been playing in good form for the past 6 months, finishing in the top 3 pretty much every time I play locally. However, I haven't been doing that abroad. Luckily, the IS is here in the Philippines this week, so hopefully I can continue the good form and compete against them.
It's quite an interesting point I think you're making there about how the international series takes you to different markets, different territories, different conditions, and how do you think that helps the Filipino players in the long term?
I think, especially for the young players like Adric, Sean, Eric, I think they get to see the level of competition compared to other events. The IS is in a different level when it comes to competition, camaraderie, and the level of play with these players are so different. they play more tournaments, bigger events, so they're used to it. So it'll be good for these guys to see how they are. Like it's just another event for them. To us, yes, it is somewhat like a major, but it is a tournament where if you just play your normal game, you can compete against them. I'm pretty confident about this week.
Breaking news, a fire broke at the DBWH or Quezon City office around early 1 p.m. today. This is a developing story, and more updates will be posted in tribune.net.ph as well as on our social media platforms, Daily Tribune Official on Facebook. That's all for now. Join us again at 4:30 for more updates. I'm Patricia Ramirez, and this has been Tribune News on Cue.